chicken, yes, I know. You know, we're really fortunate to be here in Southern California. The sun is out here and shining. It's quite beautiful. It's just warm enough to be out here and everything. Yeah. Which is really, really nice because it's Grammy week. And I suppose there's other things going on besides Grammy. Oh, yeah, I guess we were better than comment on the headline. Okay. You gotta come closer to me. And Obama to raise taxes by $100 billion of business to help states pay their bills.
Well, don't worry, it's not going to take place until after the next election. But the money is there, is that the states need to be able to pay off the obligations they have to their public employees. And the businesses should invest in this. He's not calling it a tax, $100 billion investment is what he's calling it. They said that went over like a lead balloon today.
Well, yeah, and I also noticed that when we were out, even on the way to the beach, I mean, I've never seen so many police.
Yeah, well, today his budget is coming out, and the budget is very unhappy budget to a lot of people. The unions profit, but the states get screwed, the businesses get screwed.
Well, you know, just in a short period, you know, usually we might see one. We saw, what, 6 or 7 of them?
Oh, cops are all over the place looking at, they're writing tickets for violations on trucks, they're stopping cars, they're checking, pulling people over everywhere because they're broke and they're not going to. But they say other than money for the public servants, they're not going to get money for anything else.
It was an unusually dry month in January.
Obama's climate people put that out. They obviously didn't get the message about the record snowfalls that are continued into the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so god-awful wet. You know, I guess they don't count snow as being wet the same as they don't count food prices going up as inflation.
And Obama's to call for $53 billion for high-speed rail.
Yeah, California has got $9 billion invested in a road. The rail system is going to go 9 miles. California has to come up with another $43 billion to spend it further. And the experts say at least $1 trillion for this high-speed rail system that the states will have to kick in. There's no money. I mean, it is another dead thing. Well, it's not. It's an investment. They said, who the hell runs the rail system anymore?
I know. And Obama wants restaurants and fast food places to cut the size of their meals.
Yeah, that followed the First Lady's wanting menus changed. Now she wants to. If we can't change the menus, then we can cut the portions and charge people more money for it.
But it's like, see, out of our food.
They can make up the losses by charging more. Isn't that a good one?
Well, isn't the restaurant industry already having a hard time?
Yeah, they can't. They're having a problem now, and she just figures, well, you can charge more. Well, no, they can't.
British actor Henry Cavill cast as Superman.
They said virtually all of the Marvel superheroes and the DC superheroes are now going to be played by people out of this country now because of the union problems they have in this country. Isn't that a good one? I mean, Brandon Roush is a young guy, muscular. He's been waiting. Kevin Spacey's been waiting.
They could have had Brandon Roush. I mean,
no, but they couldn't. They could have these people, but they have union problems.
And people overwhelmingly want Obamacare repealed, and now has 2/3 of the states filing against it.
Oh yeah, I mean they're after him on every front. There's enough states now that want it, including people with Democratic governors and attorney generals, that there is enough room to pass an amendment to say the President of the United States and Congress shall not, they cannot order people to buy anything. So he's in trouble. I did hear this one last night. One of the people said they should have been sent to ask the president. He said, well, what if you have a Republican president who follows you? And he says, I think all 13-year-old black girls should be put into the market to help make money for our country. And he said, you know, the president, you can't do that. And then they kind of come back, well, you say you can force the people to do anything. So why not 13-year-old black girls? Yeah, that's the same difference, isn't it?
Hillary Rodham Clinton warned that removing President Mubarak of Egypt too hastily could threaten the country's transition to democracy.
Well, that's because there was never more than 200,000 to 300,000 people out of 30 million, out of 80 million that were involved in it, and it's running out of steam now.
Oh, it is?
Well, the country is broke. They figure it's going to cost them $3 billion so far, and that business isn't likely to come back for years.
Oh, yeah, they're not going back to Egypt.
No,
And they had all those people that already left.
They killed their tourism business, folks.
Obama and business communities seek to ease transitions or tensions.
But the problem is that he keeps putting new expenditures. Like this morning, we need you to invest in the future. Well, they don't. You've got $2 trillion. It's up to you to invest. And he's going to. If they don't invest, he's going to regulate them to death. So.
Public service workers demanding more money to work and threatening to go on strike.
Yeah, they went to Washington, D.C. yesterday to threaten people, which basically went over like a lead balloon even among the Democrats, because they said there's no more. The Democratic governors can't figure out how they're going to pay their bills, and they're saddled with things like Brown is saddled with his own debt, and he can't, he wants to raise taxes to pay for it.
Obama challenges Mubarak, consider your legacy.
They said his legacy, according to Forbes, is $70 billion.
His legacy?
They said that's what his family fortune is worth, is $70 billion. And the Obama people, no. The Forbes people don't know what they're talking about. It's nowhere near that. And they said, well, you can give us $1 billion total, but it's nowhere near that. But they wouldn't deny that it's in the billions. This is nowhere near $70 billion.
I know. Why were they even talking about that?
Well, because Mubarak has no reason to stay because he's wealthy. The money's everything's been shifted out of the country now. Everything. The wealth of Egypt is now gone, and it's not going to come back.
Yeah, because you can't trust it now.
That's right.
House expected to fund Planned Parenthood.
Oh yeah, that so-called sting. I mean, I heard last night that liberal Democrat specifically he said, well, when you've got people with the IQ levels of a garter snake, running offices, how in the hell do you expect they're not going to say stupid things?
Immigration laws become popular in more states.
Yeah, because the government, like this morning they found the guy guilty of detaining illegal aliens on his property, even though they were on his property illegally. They were in the country illegally. They violated state statutes illegal and the federal statutes. A jury made up of a lot of Latinos found him guilty of illegally detaining people, therefore throwing out the public private citizens to make a citizen's arrest on anybody, including the president.
Oh, they can?
Not anymore, according to that Ninth Court of Appeals. It's illegal.
What?
Yeah. That basically helps every police department in the country, because no one's going to help the police now, knowing that the court is going to fine you for help them.
Yep. Freed Google executive energizes and leads Egyptian protests.
Well, they said Google now is in big trouble because it looks like Google is helping one side over another. And since the one side's efforts are losing steam, well, they're not even going to hold another rally till Friday. They've got no money. The Muslim Brotherhood wants total control. If they don't get total control, they won't allow them any more money and food. So figure that out.
Well, guess what kind of country you're going to get if they don't allow you money and food?
That's right.
Yeah. House panel expands probe of information requests.
Well, because Obama, basically, anybody that stands against the Obama administration has had requests for information, so the Democratic Party can use it to attack people.
Yeah, Anamati bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
This was sort of a change thing that when you start something, you better be willing to carry it through, or you're going to screw an awful lot of people by not doing it.
Oh, really? I wonder where that would come from.
Hint, 3D.
I know. Actually, we've got some major 3D news coming up.
Yeah.
We're digesting it. The 3D landscape is changing as we speak.